Howdy crew, doing a little bit of unboxing for the welding rig. Let's get to it. Howdy crew, I'm William Morris, President and CEO of the Welding Cowboy Corporation, certified licensed welder and owner-operator of a welding rig based out of Los Angeles, California. On here I'll be going over welding knowledge, what it's like to own and operate a welding rig, welding blueprints, welding math, welding equipment, and so much more. Welcome to the channel. I'm William Morris, the Welding Cowboy. So as y'all been seeing, I've been doing a little bit of welding art, small fabrication stuff, to where it's a lot of just more tack welds than anything else, and that's getting very old with just the straight tin shade. So I did buy this. It's just going to help out a lot, save a lot of time. I do prefer just the solid shades, but that's just me. And I did open this earlier, and I'll show y'all why, but this is what it looks like. I bought this at MPB Welding Equipment Supply. First thing I did was set this in the dash, just so that it's gathering some sun, charging it up. So I'll go take this little sticker off. There, so that is off. And there was a little bit of work done to this. That's the reason I already got it out. So I'm going to pop out my lens here. Pop out the gold solid tin, which this is fantastic. I absolutely love it. Unfortunately, I could not find any legit adjustable gold shade lenses. I didn't see any. I found some, but they looked like they're more scams than anything else. So I just went with this at MPB Welding Supply and Equipment, and it was about $220, $240, something like that. So very expensive, but I believe worth it, especially when doing smaller things. Again, for me, I know a lot of folks don't care for it. I'm a solid shade guy. That's just what I prefer. But especially when doing some of these smaller projects where it's a lot of tacking, it's going to save a lot of time with the flipper chipper going up and down. So I did have to file this a decent amount. If y'all can see, a bit of filing done in there. What I did was I had to file it a decent amount with this file just to get it wide enough to get a little bit more of an aggressive file in there. And once I was done with this, I smoothed it out again with this file. So it took a little bit, but it wasn't terrible. And let me show y'all how this works. So you can go down, which is great. Go all the way up to 13. So it's 6 to 13, just as the critter says. It does have the grind mode. You have to press and hold for grind, and it's great. And just get back to 10 or wherever you left off. So just say you left off on 10, you need to go grind. You press on grind a little bit. It's on grind mode, and it tells you it's on grind mode. And then you want to get back to where you were, you press up or down, and you're back. Delay, let's see, I don't want any delay. So yeah, we'll put a little bit of delay on there, see how it does. So this is from Arc 1, and it is Super Singles Variable Retrofit Auto Darkening Welding Lens, HD Grind, 8 shades, superior optics. So I'm gonna give this a try. I know it's expensive, it's $200 and something for just trying out, but I think this will save a lot of time. For structural, I'm probably just gonna throw this back in because I just prefer solid shades. That's how I am, especially the gold. Now that I'm back to the gold, it's fantastic. So I'm just gonna go ahead and slide this in here. And for those y'all that aren't used to flipper chippers, make sure that you're putting it to where you can see what it is. It is upside up. So I'm just gonna go ahead. It's a little bit of a tight fit, but I didn't want it all loosey-goosey in there because I wanted it to stay in there because I did have to widen it so much. So. Perfect. Got that nice click in there, and I can still push on it, and it's not going nowhere. You can see that it does line up, but also I left it roughed up a decent amount, so that way if it were to somehow slide, which it's not going to because you have the clear lens in front, if it were to slide, it might catch on some of that rougher stuff. So that's why I didn't get it out. Not out of laziness, it's just if it's a possible chance of keeping it in there a little bit better, then perfect. especially since I had to widen it so much. If y'all have this pipe liner hood, y'all know that it's just a lot thinner. It's more just for this size, so you can see how much more is open now compared to what it's supposed to be originally. So this is great. I'm happy with it. Y'all can see what it looks like in there. So it does take up some of the space, but that's fine. It's not terrible by any means. I would rather have more space, but also I do like being able to see what shade I'm on. And one thing that's nice about this, when you put it down, it's not like a lot of the bigger auto darkening hoods where it tells you what shade is down here, or you have the adjustable on the outside to where you just see what shade you're on and you're ready to go. If you're on grind, it'll say grind there. So just say you accidentally forgot that you're on grind, put on grind. You put it there, you can see it. You can check. You don't have to pull your hood up a little bit to see where it is down here if you have some of those. So like the Miller Elite series, which I do love the Miller Elite series, or some of the ones out here. I've had some of those auto darkening hoods where the dial is on the outside right here. Again, fantastic. I don't like those as long as they're not the loose ones. The loose ones I really hate, because when you bump it accidentally, you could have it on grind mode when you're about to do flux core and you need shade 12. So I hate those. If it's a really stiff one, those are fine, but I'd much rather have one that can be adjusted on the inside or on the flipper chipper. This is my first time having an auto darkening for the flipper chipper. I've just, again, straight shade all the way I've gone. Most of the time I'm doing structural steel, so gonna be assuming to do a lot more small fabrication stuff with the rig, so I figure, you know, might as well try it. I'm not one of those that won't change my ways, and I'm gonna give this a fair shot. I think it'll be great, especially on smaller projects, or if there's a lot of I don't know, a lot of tack welds, or having to check on if things are bendy or not, where structural steel you don't have to worry about as much. I've done a lot of small fabrication things, but it's been a little while, whereas I'm normally just a heavy iron guy. So yeah, that looks great. I'm happy with it. Back to 10, a little bit of a delay. Delays are nice. It depends on what project you're working on, in my opinion, as to whether it's good or not. So sometimes it's great, sometimes it's better to not have any delay. So that's what's going on with the flipper chipper. I do have extras of these in the rig at all times. I have shade 5s, shade 10s, and shade 12s. I'm not gonna have one of every single shade. I would just rather have my 5s, 10s, and 12s. So I can do my oxy fuel cutting, which for this rig is oxypropane. Then have for stick and MIG do my 10s, and when I'm going to flux core, do my 12s. Again, 10 could also be for TIG. So yeah, that's game plan. I'm gonna test this out on the next job and see how well it does. I'm assuming it's gonna do great. It's a good brand. I've heard of them. I've heard very good things about them, and it wasn't cheap. Again, $220, $240, something like that. Whatever it was, I believe it's gonna be well worth it. So I'll keep y'all posted on how it does. See y'all in the next vlog.